Welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping straight into something absolutely fascinating in the world of AI generation today, and that is Luma AI Audio Sync. You know, for a really long time in AI filmmaking, there's been this massive, noticeable gap between speech and visual performance. We've had stunning visuals, right? And we've had incredible AI audio, but getting them to actually align perfectly, naturally, that has literally been the holy grail. Well, the new Luma AI Audio Sync update is a total game changer because it directly fixes that exact gap. It tackles the natural timing between what a character is saying and how their face actually moves while they're saying it. So today, we're going to look at the professional techniques that take this from, just a neat technical trick and turn it into a true cinematic masterpiece.
But of course, that brings up a really vital question. How do you actually achieve true Hollywood realism? Well, here is the core problem. Even if you have absolutely perfect, mind-blowing lip sync, it is gonna look terrible if it's dropped into a flat, artificial, or just poorly directed environment. I mean, think about it. A perfectly synced mouth on a character that looks like a cheap video game NPC just standing in a sterile room. It doesn't work. The sync alone just isn't enough. You have to surround that performance with professional cinematography. Basically, you have to start thinking like a director.
Okay, let's dive into this. To build that perfect shot, we're going to layer 4 essential techniques today. 1. Cinematic camera language. 2. Hollywood motion. 3. Sculpting lighting. And 4. Perfecting atmosphere. Let's kick things off with our first pillar, cinematic camera language.
From this exact moment on, I want you to completely stop thinking of yourself as just someone typing text into a prompt box. Seriously, start framing yourself as a Hollywood director, figuring out exactly where to place your virtual camera. And to think like a director, the words you use matter immensely. Take the term anamorphic lenses, for example. This is key professional terminology used to create a really distinct, high-quality cinematic aesthetic. When you drop terms like anamorphic lenses right into your prompt, you instantly elevate the visual baseline. You're literally telling the AI to bypass all that standard amateur-looking test footage and jump straight to a professional standard. You are signaling exactly what caliber of lens glass it should be mimicking.
Building on that camera language, your framing is absolutely crucial. Close-up shots are an essential prompt here. Why? Because you really want to highlight that natural sync. Think about it. If your virtual camera is a super wide shot from 30 feet away, no one is ever going to see that incredible Luma AI audio sync you just generated. By prompting for close-up shots, you force the AI to focus entirely on capturing those realistic facial muscles. You are putting the emphasis right where this new technology shines the brightest, on all those intricate little micro-expressions of the face as it speaks. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why we need to move to our second pillar, Hollywood, motion, and timing.
So here is a really common pitfall we see. You can have the best anamorphic lenses and the absolute tightest close-up shots in the world, but all of those fancy camera angles absolutely fail if the character's movement feels robotic or completely unnatural. The solution? It actually lies in the number 24. This isn't just some random metric, guys. This is the undisputed heartbeat of Hollywood cinema. When we talk about motion, the whole shebang revolves around this specific number.
24 frames per second, or FPS, is the gold standard for Hollywood. Ensuring your motion is set to 24 FPS makes the character's timing and movement feel, well, almost real. It completely removes that weird, hyper-smooth, artificial soap opera effect that a lot of AI video just naturally defaults to. Bottom line, if you want your Luma AI character's performance to actually feel professional, you must prompt your AI for 24 FPS motion. It's a totally non-negotiable step in the recipe for realism.
Now, what's really interesting about our next step is how we design the environment, bringing us to Pillar 3, sculpting, lighting, and depth.
So now we are moving past the camera and the character, and we're starting to actually build the world around them. Let's say your script calls for a modern recording studio setting. Well, if you just type that in, it's probably going to look pretty flat. But you can massively enhance that environment by incorporating specific prompt terms like volumetric lighting and shallow depth of field. Volumetric lighting gives you those gorgeous physical shafts of light that create mood and real three-dimensionality. And shallow depth of field, that's what separates your subject from the background, throwing the room out of focus while keeping your character perfectly sharp. Just these two terms completely transform a super basic setting into a highly dynamic, professional set.
Let's look at how this builds a cohesive visual strategy for focusing the viewer's eye. First, you apply your volumetric lighting to set that initial mood. Second, you add that shallow depth of field. Now, because the background is beautifully blurred out, the viewer's eye literally has nowhere else to go. It directly forces the audience's attention onto step 3, highlighting those synchronized lips. See what we did there? You're using the environment to serve the technology. You're making sure absolutely nothing distracts from those newly realistic, synced facial movements we worked so hard to generate in the first place.
Which brings us to our fourth and final pillar, perfecting atmospheric details.
Okay, so we've got our camera, our motion, and our lighting dialed in. Now, we just need those atmospheric finishing touches that bridge the final gap from a really good AI generation to true, undeniable photorealism. To push your quality to the absolute limit, you need to include specific sensory trigger words in your visual prompt. Adding terms like dramatic atmosphere immediately dictates the emotional weight of the image. Specifying Red Cinema cameras, which is a top-tier Hollywood brand, tells the AI exactly what kind of color science and sensor quality it needs to emulate. You can even throw in terms like Unreal Engine or documentary-style photorealism. These aren't just empty buzzwords, they are direct instructions to the AI that push the aesthetic toward the highest possible fidelity.
I absolutely love this realization from our source material. Small prompt changes create massive quality improvements. Really, that is the core takeaway of everything we've covered today. Simply changing a word from camera to Red Cinema camera, or just adding the phrase shallow depth of field, these are tiny little text changes that yield exponentially better visual results. To be an elite AI creator, you cannot just be a prompter who describes a basic scene. You have to step up and be a cinematographer who dictates the lens, the light, the frame rate, and the atmosphere.
Before we wrap up, I do want to throw in a quick director's note based on our source material. While Luma Audio Sync is without a doubt a massive leap forward, the exact capabilities of its audio features are continually evolving. So it is highly recommended that you independently verify the latest technical requirements for Luma's synchronization features. Specifically, just double-check that it has optimal compatibility with that 24 FPS Hollywood motion standard we discussed, just to guarantee you're getting the best possible result every single time.
So that leaves us with one final exciting question to ponder. What will you direct next? Armed with anamorphic lenses, 24 frame per second motion, volumetric lighting, and a true cinematographer's mindset, you have all the tools right at your fingertips to unlock the true potential of Luma AI Audio Sync. I really hope this explainer has given you exactly what you need to elevate your AI filmmaking to a truly professional standard. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now go open up your prompting tools and put these techniques into practice right away.